to go from I hate this shit, I hate my life, to go like, hey man, I'm so enthusiastic about everything. I just want to do this thing. I'm just so motivated. I want to do the next thing. I want to do the next thing. I just want to pick up this new book. I want to start working on my business. I want to start learning a new instrument, so on and so forth. And the actual thing over here is that this whole thing works no matter what. No matter if you're feeling sick, no matter how you're feeling inside, no matter whether the weather is bad, no matter what the freaking hell is happening. And brothers and sisters, I'm here to share this thing with you, and I swear I've been going through some very tough days and some very challenging moments in order for me to be able to say that, brothers, I know how this whole thing works. And so this thing is called flow. I don't know if it is the actual thing with the flow state that is described academically, but I'll be describing my experience and exactly how this whole thing works. So, many days I'm in a mood when I'm either oversleep, either I just simply do not generally have the mood for doing anything. I just want to chill. I just want to not necessarily chill, but like get out of this life. I do not really have the mood for doing anything. I'm just like, man, like leave me the F alone. It's like, please just leave me the F alone. And I have many days when I'm just starting out my day like that, or when I have a period during my day when I'm like that. And so that when those times and when those periods are coming, I'm just jumping to apply my secret method that I've been tinkering and putting and pulling up until this had become as its current state. So brothers and sisters, what is happening is that we as human beings, and I don't know how this whole thing works, is that we just simply have times and periods when we just do not feel like it, and we are just having this huge freaking resentment inside ourselves. And so the actual thing that works for me is that me just simply start doing something that is repetitive and is and needs my body. For example, currently what I do when I'm feeling like either zero energy, and imagine this. I'll be comparing the two sides. So the very first side, when I'm starting out from, completely freaking, I would say depressed. It's like zero freaking mood, zero freaking inspiration for life. This is idea. This is state number one when I'm starting from. And state number two, when I'm coming out, it's like, man, like I saw so many issues in my life and I cannot wait to write them down and start working on them immediately. And so how this whole thing works is that I just simply start to do a kind of an exercise with my body that is repetitive. So for example, my thing looks like the following. I'm doing the bridges, which means that you are just simply standing there and you're just going back up with your hands up until you're able to touch the ground. And so for me, I've been doing this thing, and my body somehow naturally craves this exercise, and this thing is like very natural for me. So there are days, and pretty much most days, I just find myself doing this thing for more than an hour, like repetitively. So I have my main room, and so basically I have my bedroom, and so this is like two areas, and I'm just walking around and I'm doing this repetitive exercise. And so in the very beginning, in the very 10-15 minutes, I'm thinking about, man, like where did I fuck this whole thing up? Why my life is so freaking bad? Why don't I have the mood for this thing? Why am I in this business? So on and so forth. And all these resentful freaking ideas. The same thing with running, though. The running works exactly the same. The same freaking thing works. The same thing with any kind of exercise which is repetitive and it just simply allows you to completely switch off your mind, So this is the idea over here. And so after, I would say like 20 minutes or something, so like this, I'm just simply getting into this state of like, bro, like I cannot believe this thing. It's like all these ideas are just getting together. It's like if my mind would be just simply by itself figuring out all the solution for its problems, eventually the problems that it creates, it solves too. And so somehow after this, I'm just getting into this flow state, and now that I'm in this flow state, I'm just like, not only that creative, but super, super, super clear, like super, super, super clear mind, like no doubts, no problems, and I'm just in the moment, like I'm just in the moment. I'm not thinking about the meaning of life. I'm not thinking about the new Lamborghini. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just in the moment, and I'm just enjoying the actual activity that I'm doing, which for me at this very moment is building my business and elevating my processes. This is my creative activity. Although I love doing creative activities. Like I've been doing this thing since I've born. Like when I was a little child, I've been building houses from Lego. You know, the little building blocks. After that, I've been making music. After that, I've been jumping into business, and now here I am. Like I've been always creative. Like I've been always doing something, like creating something. So currently, this is how I'm enjoying my life the most, and this is my manifestation over here. Like how this whole thing works is that you're just simply getting into the state, and you're just forgetting everything. And the magic of this thing is that whether it be that my body is craving calories that I feel physically that I have to go out to take a pee, or if I'm feeling that I'm literally physically super, like physically hungry. You know the difference between like, hey man, like it would be good to have a snack, and you're hungry as shit. And so the actual thing is that it doesn't really matter. So I'm finding myself, and this is how I'm able to do the 1 meal a day thing too, is that around like 3 or I would say 4 or 5 o'clock, depends on when am I waking up, I'm just getting into this flow state. After a cold shower, I'm like, boom, like my mind just starts to work on these things, and after that it's like I just do not feel hungry. I just do not feel anything. There are many days when I just simply have to go to the toilet to get the stool out, and no, it's like I'm just forgetting about that. I'm just like completely focused on that thing that I'm doing at this very moment. And I would describe it that this is the flow state, and this is the cure for sadness. This is the cure for depression. This is the cure for pretty much life. This is the cure for everything, brothers and sisters. And so this is something that I wanted to share with you, is that and this thing is hidden. This thing is hidden from us. This is the super interesting thing, is that this thing is hidden from us. If I would be just simply when I feel like a piece of shit, I'd be just, you know, laying down there and have a meal or something to satisfy my dopamine cravings, if you will. So then I'd be just simply getting into a place that I'm not more resentful. I tried that. And now that I'm using my body, I'm just simply getting to a place where I'm like, man, like I'm in the moment. I'm flow, you know, like boom, 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 boom. Life is happening with me, you know. It's like my mind is just so clear. And so this is hidden. If I wouldn't be doing the exercises, it's like zero. The same thing with running. It's like, if I wouldn't be going out there for running, but if I would be choosing to do something else, which is easier, for example, I wouldn't be getting into this state. And so this thing had been hidden from me for so long, and it is hidden from us. And I'm encouraging you, brothers, to check this thing out. To when you're feeling resentful, when you're feeling resentment, get into your body. Do something that is repetitive, and don't give up in the very first minutes, because this thing is coming after 15, 20. There are days when it's coming after 40, when it's coming after an hour. You're like so dizzy, you know. Like I had such days, and there are some days when it is not coming either. It's like, but those are the days when you're like, there is something greater going on. So for example, yesterday I was like, my body was like, so I was so low on energy and on calories that I just literally felt like I will freaking collapse. And I couldn't stop working on my business to finish off that thing. And I was like, man, like, okay, like, I don't care if I cannot kill myself, you know? So this is how strong and powerful this thing is though. So be careful with that too. Brothers and sisters, lots of love.